So previously, I put out a video on the unboxing of the Magpul 700 Bottom Metal. I actually have it installed now in a Bell and Carlson stock. I had to do some fitting, remove some material from the stock and actually from the bottom metal itself. It is installed now. Seems to function fairly well. A couple things I've noticed. As you can see here, I'm kind of having some difficulty getting the magazines in and out. It is a tight fit getting the magazines in with the bolt closed. I've noticed that sometimes it can be difficult to seat the magazine fully. It seems to hang up a little bit and some extra force is required to get it all the way in. As you can see here, I can actually remove the magazine. It's not clicking all the way in place, so some care is definitely needed. You got to make sure you listen to it and hear that click that it's fully seated, otherwise it'll just pop out. With the bolt back, that doesn't seem to be a problem, and the magazine fits just fine and seats with a nice solid click. So as I commented in my previous video, the magazine actually loads very easily. All 5 rounds go into the magazine extremely smoothly. Even round number 5, there's very little resistance. So I definitely like the way the magazine feeds. There's a little bit of give once it's fully loaded, so it's easy to get that magazine seated. And there's a tab in it that you can grind down if you want to be able to load a 6th round. I ran a couple different loads through that I had on hand. I had a 150 grain full metal jacket. I had some 165 grain Sierra Game Kings, and then I also had some 178 grain AMAX, which aren't shown here. Overall, the feed was very smooth. I did notice an issue with actually getting the magazine and getting it to seat properly, and I'll show a little bit more of that later. But with the magazine seated in and the rounds in the proper spot, they would feed perfectly smooth. Never had a problem with them coming out of the magazine. They never hung up on the feed ramp, anything like that. Where I did notice a problem is it has to do with how the magazine's inserted and how far the rounds were forward. So here you can see the issue I was having. When the rounds were further forward in the magazine, sometimes hanging over the front of the magazine just a little bit, they would actually catch on the bottom of the feed ramp of the action. And when that happened, the bolt would not go forward. All it took was a little push back on the round and it went in. But until you push that round back, the action was locked tight. Nothing you could do about it. Overall, for about $100 to get 2 magazines in the bottom metal, even with a little bit of work, I'm pretty happy with the results. I'm definitely looking forward to getting it out on the range, trying it out a little more, and seeing how much of an issue the actual feeding becomes. But that's it. Thanks for watching.